What's going on, gamers? My name is Snitch and welcome to Become Legend. I think a common feedback from the community, honestly, has been that most content creators aren't putting out enough educational content, and I'm kind of, taking a dive into it and seeing if that is genuinely true, if people are actually interested in more kind of advanced informational educational content, or if it's just kind of like a public perception. So I'm going to be doing some, replay, more in-depth analysis style videos and going over my legendary queue games. So obviously legendary ranked is quite new. It's always solo queue, so it's a lot more about your own personal gameplay. And trying to go a bit more in-depth and seeing if people actually appreciate that. So this game we're playing Veigar. Went for the Veigar this draft. I picked it before the enemy mid lane, which is normally a bit scary, because it's a blind pick, but I'd actually seen everybody on the team except their mid laner, and I knew if they went for something like Zed, which is exactly what ended up happening, the enemy composition would be full AD. So that's a key element to identify in this game when looking at the team compositions. Enemy comp is entirely attack damage focused, bar Lulu, and Lulu's not really putting out any damage, so immediately, if you're playing in this game, you should be able to identify that and take advantage of that in your itemization. So we're obviously going to be looking for armor style items, or pretty much everybody. Definitely gonna be looking at steel caps as your boot choice in this game. So talk about base wave management in this kind of matchup. Zed's actually pretty hard to deny. You probably shouldn't be thinking about trying to deny Zed CS too much. It's fairly difficult because of the way his shuriken works. Very spammable, very easy to have it basically every single CS. So you see me slow building the wave here. This is a very common tactic used in range versus melee matchups, is you'll slow build the wave. Effectively, most of the time I'll do one auto attack, maybe two auto attacks on the wave at the start of the game, and then I'll just purely last hit. And if the enemy melee champion wants to come up and last hit minions, I will use my spells to harass them. That's basically all you want to do, and you want to slowly build and stack a stacked wave, which then gives you a larger window to move rather than just constantly pushing minions all the time. This is kind of super basic lane management. Very standard for melee versus range, and it's a big reason why range champions normally have priority, because if you use this tactic and you trade effectively, punishing melee champions, especially if they come to greedy CS, you will get rewarded quite effectively. So my team goes for a skirmish at the river here. I was kind of hovering to see if there's something to move for, but nothing ends up happening. They end up trying to chase me down. I do end up getting a good cage here. Jinx passes to the tower. Camilla's going to come, and we're going to easily be able to set this up into an early advantage. So you're kind of baiting there, using the advantage of the Veigar provides, where you have like the cage, trap them in the cage, lock them in. My jungler comes, we end up picking up an easy double. So that's going to get us snowballing up the game. Immediately I'm going to push out here before I recall. Always want to try and push out before you go back to base, if you can. It's not always the right move, it certainly depends if you can get the wave under the enemy tower in time. That's a key factor here. Let's take a glance at Itemization. What am I going to end up buying? I'm going to pick up the Luden's components here, and I'm also going to pick up a mana crystal. This is a really good use of 500 gold. A very, very good idea to have in your head is basically you want to leave base with as close to 0 gold as possible every single time. So you see me pick up the mana crystal here, which is going to build into my tier of the goddess in the future by Sarah's Embrace. And I'm picking it up now because I have the excess gold, and it just has me start stacking it and kind of keep my mana pool a little bit more effective early in the game. So you see here, I've used my exhaust. This summon spell I chose against Zed, and because of that, you see me suddenly playing very, very safe. This is because I know in my mind about Zed's kill pressure. I know that he will kill me if I'm not under tower and I can't flash the combo effectively. So you see what I did there is I didn't even contest the wave. I don't even walk up. I don't even consider it. Let's just go ahead and convert this to my fog of war so you get a better idea of like what I can see on the map as well. Should have done that at the beginning of the game. But yeah, you see I won't even contest the wave aggressively here until my exhaust is available. And then when my exhaust is available, I'll feel more confident with my gold advantage to actually threaten the Zed. But you see, even though I got the double kill, I don't play super aggressive. I'm not pushing down like a maniac. I'm still playing very respectful here. Even here, a good Zed player will be able to kill me if I give him the opportunity, especially if he has the second ability available, so he gets the additional dash. He can definitely kill me on the tower prior to me getting my exhaust, and I won't be able to fight back at all effectively. So this is kind of knowing your champion. Even if I have an advantage, I'm not throwing it away by playing like too aggressively or walking too far out. I'm remaining safe and under my tower where I know that I can't be killed until I have the exhaust available. Until maybe I get some more items and I feel a bit more confident. Gonna be backing for the Ludens here. Another aspect you'll see me doing here is spamming my spells and walking back to lane. If you are familiar with Tier of the Goddess, this will definitely make sense. Tier of the Goddess charges every time you use a spell. So I'm constantly proccing spells on the way back to lane to make sure that I'm charging it as fast as possible. Bit of a skirmish happens here in the jungle. I'm going to end up fighting Olaf. Trap him in the cage. He is going to get caught there at the end. He's going to flash into me. I pick him up with the ultimate. Going to flash away from the Zed as well. But Lulu is going to counter him here. We are going to go down. This is a bit disrespectful of me. I was kind of looking up for kills at the end of this skirmish. If you saw on the minimap, there's a big fight going on in the jungle, and I was going to try and pick up kills at the back end of that. trying to catch off Zed as he was rotating away. But the enemy support does get a good counter roam. Karma was already down here, so I definitely could have predicted that Lulu was coming, and I should have been thinking about it. But I did still get Olaf's flash, a kill on Olaf. You know, overall it was a 1-for-1, and they were using more resources than I was, right? I was 1 player, they were 3 players, and I still went 1-for-1. So overall, you consider it in that aspect, we were still playing bot side, collecting farm, you know. Overall, wasn't too much of a heavy loss. So, objective spawning now. At this point, you should pretty much be thinking you want to push ASAP. Maintain lane control. Getting your minions up in the lane gives you more vision, more information, lets you make a better decision. Trying to throw some poke down onto Olaf here. And you see, I'm just holding this circle around my team. I don't want to go too far out. I don't want to walk down. I'm playing veigar into the Zed, which is one of the harder matchups for sure. So you definitely need to be considerate of that. Olaf's going to step into the cage here. We're immediately going to punish, blow all the cooldowns. That's just knowing your numbers. Playing a champion like veigar, you have to be hyper aware of like when you can kill someone. I just know my damage ranges at this point. I have the Ludens available, you know. I just know that someone will die here. Gonna throw the cage down when I see Jax getting ready to move in. He's gonna be getting stuck in it as well. Jace kind of knocks at the safety a bit. You see, I'm positioning quite defensively because I don't want to be the target for Zed. Even if someone else dies, as long as I survive, I'm confident that I can make the difference in this fight. So I'm just constantly positioning in a way where Zed won't reach me first, unless he has to go through a whole bunch of people. He's gonna take a bunch of free damage. I'm just trying to make sure that I survive as long as I can, because even if Camille goes down, I know I can carry the fight by kind of trading his health bar for Zed's resources, you know? Throw the cage on Zed here. Gonna aggressively exhaust. It's a really good habit to have if you are taking exhaust, knowing when you could use it for a kill as well. And we're actually gonna pick up the solo kill on Zed here, which lets us grab a plate. Always be looking for plates nowadays if you get the opportunity. Plates are super, super effective. Sometimes enemy laners, you know, they just roam for no reason, and you can pick up 1-2 plates. Really simple. If you get 2 plates and the enemy laner gets a kill, you've basically got even, but you got the XP from minions and maybe the wave as well that they missed out on. So you actually come out ahead a lot of these trades. Because you get 300 gold for plates and a kill is normally 350, right? Assuming that they haven't died yet. But yeah, so you do end up coming out basically the same, but you come up ahead in net XP. So yeah, roaming without clearing the wave is definitely not always the right play. As I'm sure some people have learned. I'm going to be staying mid this game. Sometimes you want to play side lane. There's definitely times where I will try and collect side lane gold or try to put that out if it happens in this game. But for the most part, we're wanting to stay mid, especially where I have the tower. I can feel a bit safer. See Zed and Jax on the bot side. Lulu's coming down mid lane. Gonna try and get some poke on her. She's walking up. I do have the ultimate, so if I get her low enough, I will try and pull the trigger, maybe surprise her a bit. I'm trying to throw these combos. I thought my W would connect there, my BTO, but it didn't quite, so end up blowing the ult for nothing. But I still got a lot of chunk here. I'm holding 2 people kind of under their tower pretty effectively. Jake's gonna pop the heal here as they're running forwards. Even gonna get the Lulu ult out. I'm still playing pretty safe here. You know, I've got the flash available, so I'm not too nervous. Gonna go ahead and pick up this river fruit. Dropping a caster here, but doesn't really matter much. But this is also giving Caitlyn a lot of space to farm on top side. We knew that Jax and Olaf and Zed were bot side. I'm just holding their bot lane and mid lane, not playing too aggro. It lets Kate farm 2-3 waves at the enemy who just weren't farming. So get a bit of a gold advantage there. Honestly, gold's not too much of our favor. I actually went for the Seraphs this game, so yes, let's talk about itemization. What am I thinking this game as the veigar player? I'm not thinking I have to do insane turbo damage to win the game. I just have to, like, first of all prioritize surviving against Olaf, Zed, Jax, who are going to die me, right? And they're also full AD. So I get a lot of value from stacking resists like the Seraph straight away, getting the Seraph's Embrace Shield online as fast as I can. Bit of a skirmish going on mid here. We're going to pick up some kills at the mid tower. Just we saw Zed top lane, so we end up grouping around mid. Get a really big gold swing here. But yeah, so with regards to my itemization, the factors I'm considering is, yeah, they're really dive heavy. They have assassins who want to kill me. So, and I know I'm going to go steel caps as well, right? Because I've already, you know, identified the 4 attack damage champs or 4 auto-attacking champions at the very least. Jax is a bit more mixed. Olaf has true damage, but, you know, picking up a side wave here as well. You see, I don't just recoil after the fight. I look on the map, I see there's a wave bot lane I can farm. I go and farm it before I base. But yeah, I'm grabbing the Seraph straight away. Also get an early stasis. You don't have to do this every game, but definitely in this game it makes sense. Obviously, again, against the Zed, so it's really, really valuable. And yeah, getting those steel caps online as soon as possible. And then yeah, I'm just trying to rush out my Seraph's upgrade. So then I have the defensive shield as well. And it should keep me tanky enough to just get more rotations out. If I go full glass cannon in this game, I have to position really, really defensively. It's going to be really hard to, like, get any value. But building this way enables me to stay alive a bit longer, play a bit further up, and then have, like, the defensive tools on my own self to, you know, enable me to get consistent damage out, essentially, in a team fight. Get 2 or 3 cages out, get 3 or 4 combos, you know. And I'm face checking the Olaf here. Really good vision usage for the enemy team here. Really catches me off guard. Gotta pop the Zonyas to try and survive. Get the ult out. Olaf's pretty low. See if the team can pick him up. Not quite. Zed's gonna end up being here as well. We're gonna force his flash out. So yeah, I do end up losing all my defensive tools here. This is pretty bad. It was really good vision usage by the enemy Olaf. Basically, got no idea who's gonna be there. End up face checking into him. Should have been a little cautious. Gonna get a nice Camilo on the Jinx here. You know he doesn't have flash. Used it in the previous fight, and we're gonna get the kill. So yeah, our team is definitely playing more of a 4-1 style this game. This is a lot more common when you have like a control mage, like the Veigar, like Orianna. And it's a bit harder to like side that aggressively. I'm gonna walk forward here, try and get a cage on the Olaf. He's just gonna jump in and kill me. And that's kind of like the consequences of me losing my defenses before. Should have been playing a bit more safe. Didn't have any tools, you know, no flash, no exhaust, no stasis, so gonna end up giving a kill. We are gonna pick up the tower for it. So overall, it's not nothing, you know, we do end up trading Olaf summoners, basically for the tower, so... And my life, sorry. We'll fight here between Jax and Jace. This Jax champion's kind of not normal. My close friend Canyon7 is online. You will know how to turn those off, because I certainly don't. Okay, we're gonna respawn here. Gonna be walking back down mid lane. At this point in the game, you know, the second dragon is coming up. So again, you know, we're trying to group for the second dragon here. Looking to try and get this blue before the fight, but I don't think it's possible. So my mindset here is again focusing on Olaf. Veigar into Olaf is actually a pretty good matchup for Veigar. It seems like it'd be Olaf favored, but actually just killed the Olaf really, really fast with Veigar's combo. So yeah, we're going to secure the dragon here. Didn't manage to zone him out, but he did kind of blow everything running in. Looking for the Jinx, gonna blow her up. Land everything there. Immediately looking to try and take enemy jungle. It's a really good habit to have. Very often, you know, even if you can't get kills, you can normally try and take enemy jungle. It's actually a really big gold swing, because you have to not only consider that it's jungle that you are gaining, it's jungle the enemy is losing, as long as your jungle is still being farmed. So it's basically double value every time you steal enemy camp. A lot of the times, you know, taking a tower isn't really possible, but taking the entire enemy jungle is possible. So it's something you can look for depending on your champion. Obviously, Veigar's not super safe to do that, but over here where I have the opportunity to just throw spells over the wall, it's pretty easy. Gonna be looking to go on the Jax here. Lulu's still around. He's gonna flash into me. Pop the Zonya. He's burning down. Try and get the cage, but he's still almost killing me, dude. I actually have to flash out here, which is crazy. But yeah, just using, you know, sitting with Jace there, shadowing him, basically, is what we'd call that, where you sit behind an ally champion and just give them the ability to clear the wave or push up. It's always a good thing to do. If you have prio, you could just go and shadow someone else so they can get prio, and then you can walk together and look for a group play. So I just end up shadowing Jace there after clearing some of the jungle, just in case the Jax tries to push up aggressively, and he does end up doing so, we get the pick off. So, ends up working out. Catching a side wave here again. You know, there's no reason for me to go mid here. So I go bot lane, pick up a side wave. It's a little bit scary because Zed was around there before. I don't really have a cooldown, so honestly it was a bit greedy. I remember thinking a game of like, this could get me killed. But he probably ended up recalling because it had been a little while. Gonna be recalling here, picking up my next power spike. So here I ping my team that I'm recalling. You know, be careful. I need to get this Rabadon's. It's super important for Veigar, obviously. Really good item on Veigar specifically because he gets so much AP from his natural passive. Rabadon's obviously exponentially increases that. And it scales really, really effectively. So looking bot side, Camille's getting engaged on here. We're gonna end up collapsing down after my team picks up Jinx in the mid lane. A lane ends up continuing to push. It's gonna get caught off, but happens. Got a bit of vision of Zed there, but accidentally got vision duped. He's gonna have Zonying. Just gonna blow up the Jax. Zed's gonna be running away. Yeah, we did lose Caitlyn at the mid lane, which kind of sucks. Lulu's too fast for this cage, but she's going to get combo rooted, so we can still pick that one up. 10, 2, and 4 right now, you know. Pretty solid game for sure. The two of the enemy team down. I could definitely look to bait Baron. But yeah, once again, you know, my brain is immediately like, look for enemy jungle. You know, we can't take any towers. Starting Baron's a little risky. But we can do it anyway. I mean, we can definitely use the bait Baron. Like I said, we could bait Baron, but it's a little risky to mega go for it. Which we are doing, but you know, I mean, they're 3 dead. I'm really effective at killing the Olaf, as you'll see right now. He's gone. And this is going to enable us to grab the Baron. They didn't have any vision. I'm sure my team swept it out beforehand. But you see, I'm always prioritizing trying to take enemy jungle and continue getting a lead in that way. So yeah, back in again, and this time I'm going to start building towards a reflector. This is once again thinking consciously about your itemization. I could have gone reflector a bit earlier in this game, but I don't really have a great window for it this champion. You do want to get the tier of the goddess, so I end up going for the reflector now because it's still so impactful. You know, even if veigar is not a traditional reflector user, against this composition is still definitely one of the best items I can buy. And veigar actually scales really effectively with the item anyway because you get so much HP, so he really bolsters up the passive effect. But even ignoring that aspect, it's still just a good game for like a control mage to get the reflector because they're just full AD. So you should always be, you know, try to be conscious of like, what itemization do I need in this game? Is me getting more damage the right choice? In this game, not so much. I don't need more damage to win the fights. If I live longer, we'll win the fights inevitably anyway. I'm already going to one-shot it all off and anything like that, so I don't need to buy more offensive items at this point in the game. You see, I'm just pushing top here. They do end up picking up someone in bot side, I think. But I'm just ignoring that, you know? I don't want to get wrapped up in some stupid push with my team or some stupid fight. So I'm just constantly trying to use the Baron to get structures. So even while they're winning the fight bot side, just flashing to pick up Jinx there. I'm thinking actively about pushing and trying to get value that way, you know? So even though my team, you know, quote unquote, loses the fight, they go 2 for 0 actually. We've already, between my bot lane pushing mid and me pushing top, we've already established a game-winning position. Even though they died, and we would waste the Baron, we've already got a great spot, and because we're veigar, Caitlyn, Karma, we can just stand there and fight them in the base anyway, and easily take the game there. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like. Also subscribe for more content like this. I'll be trying to do more replay style videos like this maybe the next week, just see how they do. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.